Hey folks, it's not too late to plant stuff in your garden. Let's see what we're gonna plant here in late July in central Oklahoma. Hey folks, welcome back to the Rockin' Sea Homestead. My name is Lance. I want to welcome you to our channel. And today we're going to talk about succession planting, or planting stuff that's late in the season here in your garden. So follow along and we'll show you what we're planting. All right, so we're out here in our raised garden bed. We're at our last two beds of our garden. And this one earlier in the season had lettuce in it. As you can see, we pulled all those lettuce plants out. And what we're going to plant in this one is some zucchini, some like green looking squash plants, if you guys don't know what zucchini is. So this bed, like I said, was lettuce. It died out. First thing that I'm going to do is just kind of fluff up the dirt a little bit. I'm not going to plant them everywhere in here. We're just going to plant two plants because we have found that if you can get all the way around the plant and check it for bugs and be able to check the fruit on it, it goes much better. And you see the soil is fairly loose, so just loosen it up just a little bit. And then I like to take two seeds and plant them pretty close to each other. See where that water comes out right there. So I just have two seeds right there. Just cover them up. And then hopefully one of them will germinate and we will snip the one that seems the weakest. And we're going to do the same thing here, just kind of loosening this up using our fantastic Hori Hori tool. We covered this in a video earlier in the season about the top 10 tools that we use on the homestead. And this is definitely one of them. It works really, really good. It actually works so good, we got some for our fathers for Father's Day. So again, just taking the two, dropping them in there. I'm just going to cover them up, and I planted them right by one of the weeping holes on our irrigation system. So when it runs, it will get those seeds nice and wet, and we don't have to worry about coming out here and watering. It'll just automatically do it. So now this is planted. One of the reasons why we want to do another zucchini plant, or a couple of them, is we have this one here. It's growing fairly well, but we have had some pest problems. You can see some of the leaves are yellowing on it, and we just wanted to be able to get a little bit better zucchini plants out of it. So we have some growing, but we're having some issues with some blossom end rot and those kind of things. So we're going to try to grow a couple other ones and see if we can keep the pest control down, and hopefully have a little bit more zucchini later in the season. All right, so now we're down here in our old onion bed. As you can tell, this is pretty compact dirt here, so I'm going to loosen it up. We're going to plant some lettuce in here. And the varieties that we've chosen, not only on the lettuce, but the other stuff we're going to be planting, is their short germination and harvest time. So the lettuce you can be able to harvest it within 45 to 55 days. And the squash we just planted was, I think, 55 or 50 days. Yeah, 50 days. So all of them are pretty quick to harvest when it actually comes out to the number. It's not like tomatoes are about like 75 to 80. So if you're going to succession plan and plant those late, you would have to have some, about the time you plant it in May, you'd have to plant some inside and grow them as seedlings, and then have them ready to come out and be planted now. So you'd have time, and you may not even have time. You just have to kind of watch out from when your last frost date is, or your first frost date, I should say, and how quick they're going to be able to get harvested. So, all right, so the two lettuces we're going to plant in this bed, one's called Heat Wave Blend, and the other one's called Little Jim, and they're supposed to be heat tolerant lettuces, which is good for us here in Oklahoma. It's been pretty mild so far, knock on wood, but you know, we do get pretty hot in the summertime, and lettuce normally doesn't go very well. So we're hoping that this is going to work. It's the first time we've grown these. But what I do when I plant my lettuce is I just make a little channel, come through here, and then I'll just spread out the seeds, cover it up, and then water it in, and it's all good. And I don't try to plant individual plants or anything like that. I just kind of sprinkle the seeds like that, and then a whole big like carpet of them will come up, and then you just kind of clip them up, clip them off, take them in, eat them with your salad, and it's good to go. All right, so we're over here where our garlic used to be earlier in the season. And what we're gonna do here is plant some cucumbers to come up and over. And we have two different types that we're gonna plant. We have a Market More cucumber, Market More 76. It's more of what you would consider like a slicer that you'd get at the grocery store. We're gonna grow a couple, 3 plants in here. And then we also have some more pickling cucumbers. So this is one from Haas. It's National Pickling Cucumber. And these mature within about 55, 60 days. So should be right in line with everything else. We have some cucumbers going really good over here on the other side, but what we've noticed over the last couple of years is they come on hot and fast about right now, and then in about 2 or 3 weeks, they'll be dying out. So hopefully at this point, we'll have a whole brand new crop coming in at that point, and we'll be able to harvest them hopefully into September and have plenty of cucumbers to go around and plenty of pickles to be made and ferment. So we're going to try our hand at fermenting this year, so hopefully that will work. So folks, like I was saying earlier, it's not too late to grow something in your garden from scratch. Like you saw, we planted all these from seeds. One thing that you just want to make sure is to figure out your days to harvest and your first frost date or freeze date or whatever it may be in your area. That's going to determine if you can plant something now or not. Hopefully these things are going to grow and we'll get to be able to harvest them at least for hopefully a month is what we're hoping for, maybe a month and a half. And then goats are being super sassy and behind us. It's time to feed them. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys learned something and we helped you out. If you haven't seen how we do the rest of the garden, we have plenty of videos up here. I'll put a playlist up here so you guys can come check that out at the end of the video. Make sure you watch those things. Here in a second, there'll be some videos popping up beside my face. Make sure you click on those, watch them, share them with your friends and families. That's what really helps out our channel the most. But from our homestead to yours, have a blessed day and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.